Hi, my name is Reverend Kristen Harris, and I am Palo Duro Presbytery's mission co-worker to Romania with NOROC. NOROC stands for New Opportunities for Romanian Orphaned Children, and the word NOROC in Romanian actually means blessings or cheers. It's normally said around a table as people gather together in community. We have been gathered together in community, Palo Duro Presbytery and NOROC, since we started 27 years ago. In the 80s and 90s, Romania was recovering from the fall of communism and from a particularly terrible dictator. The country was decimated socially and financially by this dictatorship. There were hundreds and hundreds of kids in these giant orphanages where there were not enough adults to supervise. There wasn't enough in terms of clothing or food or beds, and kids were struggling and suffering in inhumane circumstances. And Romanians were doing everything they could with the financial situation that they were in to try to care for these kids. They just didn't have enough, and they needed help. People like Fred and Carolyn White went over and started to adopt children because they saw this fantastically great need. The other thing they knew is that not all of these kids were going to be taken home. They were not going to be brought to the States or some other safe place where they could grow and overcome some of the trauma that they had experienced as an abandoned or orphaned child. Then the question came up, well, what do we do for these children that we can't take home? Through some friendships and a partnership that developed between Petru Șolcă and Marilena Șolcă, who are retired educators living in Tulcea County, Romania, and Fred and Carolyn White from the United States. This friendship created NOROC. They started out by going into orphanages and just holding babies. Babies need to be touched, picked up, talked to, loved on, and when this stuff doesn't happen, major issues begin to happen in a child's life, some of which they may never recover from. The work that NOROC does is growing and it's changing. Romania is growing and changing, and as they evolve and change their ways of working with the kids and improve their expectations of how the organizations that work with the kids are allowed to function with the children in the system, we have to grow with them. We have to make those changes so that we continue to do the work with the kids. And these are good changes. These are good expectations that we're excited to meet. But in those changes, as we grow and as we change, we need our donors and our mission partners to grow and change with us. You are incredibly important to the day in, day out mission of providing hope for these children and their future. We are so grateful to you, and we look forward to partnering with you into the future.